We are back at the hyena den. I've got my raincoat, and look who has just popped out to join us. Brian's trying to get his hands under the rain cover now, which is always one of the most difficult things. But you can just see them. They're suckling at the moment. I think I need to, should I reposition? What I'll do is I'll just turn my nose a little bit to the right. So at the moment, we have to start this process of course, trying to get the cubs used to, it's okay little ones, and every time you start the engine, they do get a little bit of a fright, but then they relax. So I'm just going to turn my nose just slightly away from them. You can see we're quite a distance away. It's okay, guys. And there we go. Now we should get a better view of them as they come out to suckle. And the one thing you want to remember when you're doing stuff like this is that we're lucky. We don't need to get close, and you shouldn't be getting too close when you are approaching a new den like this. Talking is okay because they need to get used to the sound of your voices, so that's fine. And of course, starting up the vehicle and turning it off, well, it's inevitable because we need to do that to be able to, of course, move the car. And so they will be a bit nervous for the first couple of days, maybe even the first few weeks. But eventually, like we see with the lions and leopards, they'll become completely oblivious to that sound. Oh, and aren't they just so precious? I haven't seen little hyena cubs that are still black, I don't know, for about a year now. When I first started working in the Southern Sand, we had an active den. And there were quite a few little cubs running around too of various ages. There were some really tiny ones and then some older ones that had just started getting their spotted coat. And then we didn't have another one. But we had so many lions and things around that moved into the southern sector of the reserve too. Oh, look at that. That's very sweet. So I wonder if it wasn't them that pushed them out, but they used to use the same den over and over again. Oh, little one, you're trying to get in there. They still like they're funny because they're wobbly on their feet. Look at that one, just jumping across, not minding at all. Now, Shannon, you've asked that will these hyenas be okay if there is a big downpour? I think so. They'll be fine. They've got a nice shelter, and I don't think that they'll get too much water in that warthog burrow. It should be all right. They'll probably just head straight inside there, and we'll seek shelter there until the storm passes. And then, like you see, it gets quite hot inside there. She'll probably come out again once the rain passes. Hello, little ones. This is so precious. But the rain is now coming down. It's not heavily, but it's definitely starting to drizzle. And we'll see how long she will take until she decides to move back under cover. Okay, so it seems like Jamie's is putting the roof on her vehicle, which is wonderful. Because we might not even get any lightning and thunder now. But for the moment, we're alright. We'll sit with these guys for as long as we can. Isn't this exciting? I can't believe it. I cannot believe that finally we've been waiting and waiting for one of the hyenas to decide to use a den, and they have. That is so fantastic. So well done to Herbie and James for actually finding it on a bushwalk. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't even know that this was even here. Well done. Well done, team. Now, Viewer, you've asking how old these cubs are. Now, it's difficult to try and age them. I'm not sure how old Jamie said they were, but I reckon that they're only a few weeks old. I will go with maybe, I'm going to say about 3 weeks. But like I said, I'm not sure what Jamie has said. Jamie's actually the hyena queen, and she spent a lot more time with hyenas than I have. So she might be a little bit, I think she's definitely better than what I am at guessing the age. But we'll ask her. Okay. I think Louise says she thinks that Jamie said about a month. So somewhere around there, about 3 or 4 weeks or so. They're not very old. Not at all. And it's just going to be amazing to watch them grow as well. So I hope that no lions and things come to bother them, because that will be not good for this lovely lady, seeing as though she's on her own as well. She hasn't even got any other family members living with her, which can be, well, a little bit of a problem for her if she is posed with a big threat like a pride of lions moving through here. And at one point, if this was a few months ago, the Ngahumas were living around here all the time, and so was Karula. Karula was also out and about, though I don't know if Karula would bother them too much. I think she's got her cubs that she needs to watch out for, so she'll probably be a little bit more well, a bit more cautious and probably avoid an area like this. There's actually a smell that you can smell off of this, from this termite mound. Can you smell it, Brian? Mm-hmm. No, I smelled it when we came in. It smells like a hyena-ish smell, a bit stinky. And I don't know how to describe a hyena smell. It's more like wet dog versus versus wild dogs, which are very sweet. That's what the hyenas always smell like to me. Just damp and dirty. But these two are happy, cuddling away, having a suckle, until their bellies are nice and full. And then I'm sure that they will go back into their burrow. Hey, little ones. I'm sure that you're all so excited about these two. And I know James will be excited to come back and have a look at them. And I'm sure that Tristan is also itching and can't wait for his turn. We should have do rock, paper, scissors now back at camp to decide who's going to get to come to the hyena den. But luckily Jamie was very kind, and I didn't even have to play her at that because I'm terrible at that game. And she said that I could come and have a look at them. I know that Aubrey was also quite interested in coming to this den. So what we will do is, I think he wants to come now before this rain hits us hard. So I think we'll give Aubrey a chance to come in now. Just wanted to pop in and check that our two little favorite critters were doing all right. Oh my goodness, the team has been busy. Jamie's putting on a roof, and Tristan has managed to set up the tent in lightning speed. So let's go and take a look and see if he's nice and dry and cozy.